How's it going, boys? We're going to bring you specifications you can relate to so you can have an educated decision on your purchases. This is going to be a knife from CJRB, or China's Jiangren blade. At least that's what they tell me it's called, or what it means. So that's going to be what this one is. So this is going to be one from Swags. So she is on Instagram, she's on YouTube. She hasn't been around for a bit, so if anybody knows how she's doing, check in on her, because she hasn't posted on either platform in some time, but this is going to be the knife that she designed with CJRB. She has another one with Kaiser, so this is going to be one that's probably I think it's probably going to be the more special one out of the two, just because she named it after her friend, I believe that had passed away. So her best friend was Maileah. So this is where this is what the knife is. It comes in a few different colors. Basically, the accent colors are the same of red, so it's red and red, jade and red, or black and red. So that's going to be the options for it. But that's going to be what it looks like in your pocket if you so decide to pick it up. So this is going to be what that is. So, and this is the knife. So fairly small. So it is a small little knife, but this is going to be, one comes about 2.2 ounces. So that's going to be what you have here. So if you want to know what that is, so that's going to be about 11 quarters. So that's going to be right there. So if you have that laying around, 11 quarters, pick that up. You're going to know how much this weighs for yourself. And putting that in perspective, anything that's really under 5.73 ounces, which is how much a new iPhone 12 cost, actually weighs, not cost. So that is what that comes in under. So that's going to be 11 quarters for that. So current pricing on this is about $34.95, MSRP about $45.69. So that's going to be a fairly good price for this knife here. This one also is going to be on a weight for a pull. I use Lyman pull gauge, so to actually get the pull on this one, so it actually is something that I utilize to give you a number. So instead of just telling you as far as whether it be a light pull, heavy pull, I just show you what it is. And I have my preference. Preference-wise, it's going to be about 2 to 3 pounds. This is going to be 2.11. So 2 pounds, 11 ounces to get that pull to open. So that's pretty good. For most thumb stud knives, about 2 pounds, so it's a little bit higher, but that's going to be on the both deployment methods. And you can actually have another deployment method of going like this. So those are the different ways to do those for deployment side. But this one's going to be a blade length. Cutting edge is going to be about 2.19, so you get a little bit smaller than the actual full blade length. So cutting length, sorry. So cutting 2.19, blade length 2.39. It's going to be a reverse tanto for this one. And then for the actual primary, this is going to be about 8 degrees. So this actual bevel here is about 8 degrees, at least in measuring it with my little laser measuring tool. And then this is going to be one that is going to be about 15 degrees per side. So it's set up to cut pretty well. Put that in perspective, like a kitchen knife is going to be about 2 degrees. So I would say about 5 degrees is like really good. So 8 degrees is still not bad. It's not anything that's going to hold up too badly when you're going through tougher materials or thicker materials. So that's going to be a pretty good setup. So this one is running the AR RPM 9, so that's the powdered steel for CJRB. So it seems to be roughly perform between 14C28 and D2 as far as edge retention, and then what that is basically 440C. So it's like a powdered 440C. So if you like 440C, you'll probably like AR RPM 9. So that's going to be what that is. So blade is pretty decent. Handle side, this is going to be 3.15. That's going to be for here, or if you're going to include that little flipper tab, 3.3 for this one. Behind edge thickness is going to be about 6 sheets of paper. So it's going to be about the belly area about there. It's about 6 sheets of paper. And then that's going to be about 24 thousandths. And degree of ramp, which I refer to is for when you release the blade and then actually until that detent ball gets on to the well, the detent ball gets onto the blade entirely, that's going to be about 30 degrees. So 20 degrees is really awesome. 30 degrees is okay. 40 degrees and above is a bit excessive, like a pilar. That is quite high. Why is that an issue? Because like it should basically be on the blade entirely before it hits your thumb, is kind of where I kind of find to be my preference. Tip up, carry for this, so there's a right hand tip up. You do have option for a left hand tip up as well. And then this is going to be in and out of the pocket, actually out of the pocket, it's going to be about 1 pound, 11.5 ounces. So basically that pull is going to be probably, yeah, so pretty much a big band of bush beans. So basically to get this out of your pocket, you're basically lifting a can of bush beans. That's going to be that resistance that you're going to get. So this big old can right there, that's what you get for that. So that's kind of putting things in perspective with things. So if you're with me still, consider subscribing to the channel. We've been growing a little bit for it, but hopefully you guys can get some good information. If you guys have any input, let me know as far as what you like to see. Blade is a little bit dirty there, but that's going to be what the blade looks like. And then you have that pivot collar all the way down here. So for this is going to be basically what it looks like. So for, let's get that in frame a little bit. So basically this is going to be for adult women's and adult male's hand. So for adult male hand, you're going to be looking at about there. And that's going to be how that will look for you. So basically this is to a spec. So you can print this out. I have the link down in the description. So go to the site, print it out, and you can kind of see where it sits for yourself. And then you can get an idea as far as how this is going to work for your hand. And then adult female hand on this side. So both of them, you're really going to be a 3-finger knife. So you're going to have to, you can throw in the lanyard on it. It does have the lanyard loop on the back side. So that's where you're going to put that there. It is a little bit small. So I don't know what type of lanyard you can get on there. I don't use lanyards myself. So I am not an expert on what will fit in there, or if that is even very useful for a lanyard. But that is what that one is there. And then we'll look at, see what some of these look like compared to this little knife. So you do have this one here, which is a bug out, of course. And then you're going to have a pair of 3. And this camera's going straight down, so this should be a pretty good representation of the size. So sometimes you get a little angle, which will throw things off, but this is going to be straight down. So sizing should be pretty spot on. And then as far as comparison wise, I feel that this is probably my bar for a front flipper. Yes, this is so much more expensive. Yes, this is hard to find, but the Boost Blade Smoke, I feel, is the best front flipper out there. So just the way it's done, all the little, the pattern, the feel, everything seems to make sense for it, have a reason for it, really confident in hand for a front flipper, because most front flippers are very difficult to work with. And then of course we got to throw in the Orion Solaris, which very much dwarfs the Maileah. So this is going to be what the setup is for those, but if you have any other questions, let me know. But this is one I would say to buy if you like this size of knife, looking for something small. Also for females, if you have pockets at all, this would probably fit into your tiny pockets if you have normal female pens. But this is going to be what that setup is for the knife. Good setup, great job for it. CJRB did a really good job in the execution as well. So that's about all I have to say about that one today.